small number. If you're just over a threshold, your next one will be almost all draws.
Interesting. Okay, we've got looks to me to be a kind of an Esper deck that's Tombstalkery. This Stoneblade deck we see from Jeff is not exactly Stoneblade. It does have Tombstalker, Dark Confidant, Stoneforge Mystic, Thalia.
And Jeff Hoogland, I think top 32'd yesterday. We saw him on camera. He was playing a 5-color control deck. Kind of a homebrew player. I was talking to him a bit about his deck. He's pretty excited about it. It's a white-black. He's playing white-black essentially here. He's playing a U.S. national team's member, Alex Binek.
There we go. Don't was Alex the one you owed some information to?
I
a shout out perhaps, or was that somebody else?
Thank you for reminding me.
Jeff Hoogland fetches with his Verdant Catacombs. Alex with no response. Alex does not have any stifles, but Jeff doesn't necessarily know that. Jeff getting a Scrubland. Following with a Swamp and a Hymn to Turak. Turak, if you prefer. What does that do? Well, 2 cards at random go away.
Yeah, something they would probably...
Brainstorm in response.
Random discard really can be brutal. So Alex using Brainstorm to hide the cards in his hand that he really wants to make sure he keeps. Records here, by the way. Jeff Hoogland is 5-0 right now. Alex Binek, 4 wins and a draw. Jeff will most likely be in top 8 with a win here. Alex may still need to battle some.
Force of Will, always one of those cards that is a strange response to Hymn to Turak. Another land for Alex Binek. Fetching a Tundra.
So Alex Binek's deck is, as I said before, it's just straight Stoneblade. He actually is playing a little bit of a counterbalance package. 2 counterbalance, 2 counter spell, 3 tops. So yeah, and he does have the Terminus, though no Entreat the Angels. So a little bit of the Miracles Stoneblade. All right, so back to Jeff Hoogland. So yeah, he's searching out Umazao Jite for Binek. So
and Jeff cuts.
Joe Panaccio. That is the player who I've been owing this to.
Swords to Plowshares from Jeff Hoogland on Alex Binek.
Swords and Wasteland, setting Alex back a bit. Jeff really a resource denial strategy going on here. Jeff and his, Jeff's trying to essentially grind people out with Hymn to Turak, Lingering Souls, Dark Confidant, Stoneforge Mystic, and he's got the Dark Confidant in play now. Binek will almost certainly need to remove that. He is playing 4 Swords to Plowshares and 3 Terminus. That's about it. Remember, Terminus is actually a fine answer here because of Divining Top. The Terminus will always be a miracle in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, that is
and
a lot
of
one casting cost removal.
Yeah.
John McDaniel and Zach Fowler.
Only 3 cards left for Jeff. The thing about a Sensei's Divining Top in a matchup like this where you can kind of grind things down, every draw being successively exactly what you want it to be, it adds up fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And there's the fetch land. It was 2 cards down, but now he draws it instead of drawing a non-land. Fetches, shuffles away those cards he didn't like. Two mana here. Can cast Stoneforge Mystic if he has it in hand, and otherwise save up for Sensei's activation or casting a spell.
He's just going to cast the GT that the Stoneforge Mystic found earlier. Remember, in this matchup, Jeff really needs to be the one putting on pressure here.
It's like Inquisition.
Yeah.
Snappy, snappy.
Snap or
Which
snap.
one do you want to
sure.
get? The one on the left.
A lot of times you have
the one on the right.
You have to assume that Hoogland needs to become the aggro deck here. I'm not totally. He's kind of an aggro deck. He's kind of just a black-white grinding deck. The bigger problem is that when it comes to games of grinding, few colors compete with blue on how well you can grind. All right, so untaps. So Binek will play this cast, snap, caster, mage,
and a swords.
Sure. He's not letting him get anything to put that GT on, but he's going to snap the brainstorm.
Brainstorm.
This is what I mean when I was saying, few colors compete with blue on grinding. All right, so we have brainstorm resolves. Now Binek will take his turn. He'll start out by topping.
Oh, there's the
counterbalance.
Yikes.
And no Vindicates in Jeff Hoogland's deck. May cause an issue for him. So countertop now in play. Binek at 21.
Ouch. This is rough for a deck like Jeff's, which is intended to kind of grind things out. His real ways to escape a counterbalance lock looks like Tombstalker times 2,
Sure.
Batterskull times 1.
Yeah, Tombstalker really can't, be counterbalanced. And he's going to go for Lingering Souls. I don't know if there's a 3. Binek's a little short. He has Vendilion clicks, and that's it for 3s. See if he finds one. No, he does not. So I think some souls will linger, but there is a Batterskull on its way now.
Sorry. Souls looks like it's resolving.
Yep, 2/1/1s for Hoogland.
Not really Pegasus, but who cares?
Lingering Pegasi. All right.
And Alex's turn, and to turn yet another instant. We got a brainstorm. What do we got there? Now, the Alex Binek's deck. Gosh.
He's really just setting up the long game with countertop here. He has a Wasteland going. Now he's going to cast that Batterskull he'd found.
Counterbalance. Yeah, countertop Stoneblade. It's a possibility.
Liliana of the Veil, yeah.
It's like just one of these. Oh, Liliana is out there. Looks like that's going to take care of a germ. Goodbye, germ.
And he's going to... Yeah, Liliana came down, so now he's out a germ token. Not too big of a problem. The fact that the Liliana has resolved does give Hoogland a little bit of life in this game.
Absolutely. I actually really like the art of those Pegasus for his tokens here. Swamp is fetched by Jeff Hoogland. Normally, getting out Counterbalance and Sensei's Divining Top would be enough to lock out a lot of decks, but Jeff is able to be in this with his 3s, yeah. Liliana of the Veil and Lingering Souls.
There's a fair number of 3s, and he also has these 2 Tombstalkers, which all can work together. Remember, even when flashed back to Lingering Souls, there's still a 3, despite the fact he's only paying 2 for it. Alright, so he's going to switch the top for another Wasteland. He's going to crack the discarding, and he's going to discard the Wasteland to Liliana. Not really want to get rid of his hand. It has a Spell Pierce and a Force of Will in it. Binek's hand a little weak here. He's going to just run the Batterskull swap, but that means his top will be down for a turn. He won't have one. Spell Pierce on
the flash on the Lingering Souls.
Right.
Go ahead. Back to Alex Binek. So 1/2 got out.
divining top back into play. And Alex has to be careful. Well, no, there's no way that the Liliana will ever snag the batter skull. Last card, Force of Will, it's gone.
Yeah. In for 4.
Spell piece in there because he really doesn't have any other plays to do on a Lingering Souls.
There's a Terminus, oh boy.
Yeah, he's going to keep that on top just in time for a miracle. Hoogland's got to watch out. Talia, that's probably fine. We'll just let that resolve. He knows he has what he has coming up. I'm surprised he didn't bounce Batter Skull on end step. All right,
there it is.
All right, there it is.
Bounce it.
Actually,
I don't like
he shouldn't
that.
do that at all. He's going to lose that Batter Skull to Liliana of the Veil. I don't think he's realized what. I don't. Well, no, he has a top in play. He has a top in play, so he doesn't have to lose it to the Liliana. I'll be fair.
Yeah. Still, that Terminus is pretty rough.
Yeah. Liliana.
Well, let's discard. Well, I'm gonna look at my top, find something bad.
He's gonna spin and bury the top.
There we go. The counterspell's not very good here.
No, not really. Most of it is too. Well, counterspell's okay if he can grab control of the board. We're still assuming right now. I mean, the problem is that Binek, the Batter Skull doesn't actually race the Liliana. They'll just trade with each other indefinitely. He needs to have something to break that parity of Batter Skull versus Liliana.
Goodbye, top. And a Bob. Oh, wow.
Now, what did he leave on top? Not a 2, I'm
Not
assuming.
a 2.
And that counterbalance really not doing its work.
And Jeff Hoogland is pushing through this. We see the Batter Skull.
Yeah, somehow we've gotten to this point where, you know, this countertop's just really not working.
And Bob says,
"Oh,
"Oh,
a lot of
ouch."
damage. That's fine. He's more than happy for that that happened.
Oh boy, that was pretty
a little
okay.
bit of a painful. It's what, 8?
That was a lot of damage. I believe 8. Yes.
Yes.
Liliana says, "Go away, germ." In comes Bob.
Do you have any 8s on top of your deck? No. Okay.
How about we get rid of some of this stuff? Ah, that
Hoogland
stuff was
escaping
fine.
from under this countertop. All right, Binek on the draw. His
Hey,
draw redraws
there's
top.
the top again.
He can get a fresh deck if he wants, but he's going to have to draw some swords or
Bob
something.
says swords.
Binek in a really rough spot.
Tombstalker and Bob, come on in. Bob, the Dark Confidant. Let's look at top. Maybe there's a Terminus in there somewhere. Counterspell, not so great.
No, we're gonna crack a fetch and maybe spin the top again. Jeff drops to 10, soon to drop to 3 unless he can find some reprieve.
You know, I'm sorry to be rooting against a member of the U.S. national team, but I will generally actively root against anyone playing countertop. So,
just in the sporting sense, you feel like they're not making the game very fun.
I like chalices, not countertop.
I don't even.
The difference is that chalices don't take so much time up. If you're gonna lock me out, do it clean.
And
Oh, wow,
does
there
it,
it
and
is.
he hits the Terminus.
Oh boy. Well, that's unfortunate for Jeff.
Jeff will just have to keep on going here. He has 3 cards left in his hand. Yep, those go on the bottom. This was his first card drawn this turn.
We got 1 spot committed pod. If you have 100 cards,
Let's both discard.
you'll like to do battle.
Goodbye,
Just
Chromox.
himself, yeah. Chromox not doing anything.
Hey, it's a top. What a
Redraw
surprise.
top, spin top.
Jace.
That's Jace.
Ouch.
All right.
I think Jace beats Liliana. I'm sorry, Liliana.
And that was a great fetch land for Binek. So he found a top 3 with a Jace and a Terminus in it. I mean, that's the cool part about fetch lands and top is eventually you will find that Jace and the Terminus. The Terminus needed to happen right away. The Jace, now that's just helping Alex really take control of the game. And he's probably gonna. If I were playing with Jace, the question is: do you brainstorm or do you start fate sealing here? Probably brainstorm.
Discard.
Probably just always brainstorm.
Draw. 2 cards in hand for Jeff. Brainstorm.
And he has his replacement Jace ready to go, and a counter spell.
And a Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I would want to... He's going to abandon the counter spell. I don't really like that. All right, so he keeps Mystic, looks like he keeps Stoneforge, and counter spell. I don't actually see a reason to cast that you need Stoneforge here. I mean, I guess it's pretty good so you can do all instant speed things with Batterskull.
Draw.
He's going to say... He's not gonna deny the trigger on. He's gonna shuffle. Okay. So Binek with a counterspell in hand, Stoneforge Batterskull going. I feel like he's pulled out of this. Jeff's gonna be hard pressed to get this game.
So I think we're gonna see an edict on that Stoneforge Mystic. Stoneforge Mystic of Jeff's own. Let's look to see what's on top. It's a new set of cards. Any 2s? There's a 2. 2.
Alright, Stoneforge Mystic does not resolve.
Scoops it
Hoogland's
up.
gonna scoop it up.
That was a good fight though, Jeff.
Good fight, and I think a good time to scoop also.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things, he could keep playing this out and take the time it takes for Alex to beat him, and then be down 15 more minutes.
The Mind Sculpt
and not
isn't
be able
play.
to finish. You know, I mean, I'm not saying he's got... I'm talking about he might
you're
play
right.
through the garbage time, but
Right,
that's not what you want to do. You want to finish this match.
Absolutely. Really smart move there by Jeff Hoogland.
Both players sideboarding now. Now, what do you think about Jeff's moment where he laid the Tombstalker without any other threats in his hand? I think that the Dark Confidant by itself would have required
Constitute
a
a big enough
Terminus.
threat?
Yeah. And Sand,
You know, I agree. Well, I agree. The only thing Jeff's racing is the possibility of flipping another Tombstalker and then killing himself with Bob. But he always... And Liliana only makes an opponent edict, so I'm not worried about that so much.
Alex Binek, with a difficult deck to categorize. It has elements of the countertop deck, elements of the Miracles deck, which is really a countertop deck, oftentimes, usually, and then it has Stoneblade elements, so...
It's a blue-white deck. I would
Yeah.
still call it, you know, as the Mystic package. So I'd still call it a Stoneblade deck, and then just say, oh, he's running top. In the same way that some, you know, we've seen Rug Delver decks run countertop out of the board before, I believe. So it's like, you know, and you still call them Rug Delver. I would still say he's playing Stoneblade.
Jeff Hoogland on the other side of the table. I was really impressed by how much he was able to fight that game. I mean, Alex actually had to do a lot in order to be able to get back into that game after achieving counterbalance top against a clean board.
Right.
Sideboard-wise, surgical extraction.
All right, so we're looking at Jeff Hoogland's deck. I do not like.
I don't
no,
like
I
him.
do not like surgical extraction.
I don't either. I'm just trying to figure out cards that are actually that exist for him.
He has a Manriki
Gasari.
board, which I actually pretty want. I do like against him. It doesn't really get him out from under the countertop, but it does stop a lot of the win cons.
What about also his own Umuzawa's Jite number 2, since he's in a Jite fight in theory?
I don't actually want to draw a Jite, and I don't know if the Jite fight isn't. I don't know if it's the end all here.
From Alex.
The second one's probably okay. There's a couple other. That'd be mainly what I would see out of him.
From Alex Binek, I expect to see Crucible of Worlds coming into this.
Yeah, this is a grindier matchup. Certainly, Recurring Wasteland seems pretty good. Though Hoogland does have plenty of basics to not really. You can't waste Hoogland out of the game, but you can maybe get some good tempo with it. Other things, yeah, that I expect to see from Alex Binek. Oh, I'm looking at the deck. Oblivion Ring. I think I like Oblivion Ring here.
It does answer, for example, a Tombstalker or a Liliana should either get into play.
Right. Looking
Looking at the lists, I do think Alex Binek has way more ways to interact with Jeff. I do like Alex in this match.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I was saying before, they still are both essentially grinding, but Alex is playing the blue cards. You know, and Alex's Planeswalker gets to be Jace. And Jeff's Planeswalker is Liliana. In that fight, Jace really is... Jace is king in that fight. Alright, turn 2, we are going to see from Jeff Hoogland, double black, probably a Hymn to Turok. Let's see if he can maybe...
There aren't very many Planeswalkers that fight well against Jace. Koth, Tezzeret,
Elspeth Knight Errant.
Elspeth, yeah.
I don't know about Elspeth Terrell, but Elspeth Knight Errant fights very well. Well, Terrell probably does too, but Knight Errant better. Hymn to Turok.
Goodbye Terminus and land? I can't quite tell. Fetch.
Binek will fetch. Looks like it appears to what will be a Stoneforge Mystic is my guess. Yep, both basics. Doesn't want to get wastelanded here. Yep, Stoneforge. Searching up. It was Terminus plus Tundra.
Yep.
Yep.
There's
And
the
Jite.
Uza's Jite.
Third
Turn.
line Hoogland. His white is now online.
Fetch.
I think he's just going to get more basics. No real reason to get fancy here. Yeah, so he gets a plains. He passes deck back to Alex. Two lands.
mana. Thalia.
Thalia, an okay card in the matchup. I mean, it messes with a lot of the things that Alex does, I suppose.
Are you still playing this tournament?
Alex says go, just waiting on his own activation.
Right,
from-
essentially casting Jite this turn, but just doing it in a more sneaky sort of way.
You see Sensei's Divining Top for 2 from Jeff Hoogland.
Him with
And
his
Umazo is, Batterskull in hand.
in hand, the old fake out play. So,
The 4th land. This will allow him to drop the Jite, equip it, and as long as there's not a Source of Plowshares in the mix. And Jeff just throws Thalia in the way.
yeah, but that's still going to give the Jite counters. Looking really bad here for Jeff Hoogland.
Top.
So no,
Liliana,
remember,
I believe.
Alex Binek at XO and 1. Jeff Hoogland at 5-0. There are 5 players at 5-0 with 3 rounds remaining. So we'll have what looks like 2 or 3 undefeated players.
Inquisition of Kozilek. Swords, Mystic, Jace.
All right. Really just kind of a loaded hand. Jeff's having trouble dealing with Alex's board even, and then the hand is a whole nother set of problems.
I mean, Black-White's answers to a card like Jace are Vindicate and the attack phase.
Yeah. He's not actually playing Vindicate.
Right. Nor Oblivion Ring, the, we'll say, inferior Vindicate?
Yeah, I would say in general he's pretty soft to Jace in his deck list.
In comes the Batterskull and the Mystic.
And the Mystic.
Block. Take 1.
Okay. Takes 1. Up to 4 Jite counters. And he'll go with the Mind Sculptor. And that's pretty rough. At this point, as I said last time, using brainstorm, I actually would contemplate Fate Sealing right now.
I could be totally wrong with how I play these things out, but I do brainstorm a lot with my Jaces.
I do too. I mean, I'm just in this situation. Alex's hand is already and board are already superior.
Like I said, I could overdo these things.
Okay, yeah.
I just love those cards. I'm like, oh, brainstorm again?
I mean, one of the cool things about Jace, or uncool things, is that, you know, he's very hard to play, and that finding his the correct decision to pick is very difficult. But the forgiving part is that even when you pick the wrong one, it's probably okay because they're all good.
Jeff extends the hand. He knows what's going to
Yeah.
happen with Jace there.
He
He can't push back through it.
Alex Binek wins 2 games to 0, advances to 5 wins and 1 draw. Jeff Hoogland drops to 5 wins, 1 loss. Both players still alive for top 8 here in St. Louis.